Listen then to the contents of the fifth Parva, which must be known as Udyoga Parva. While the Pandavas, desirous of victory, were residing in the place called Upariꞇara, Duryodhana and Arjuna both went at the same time to Vasudeva and said, "You should render us assistance in this war." The high-souled Krishna, upon these words being uttered, replied, "O ye first of men, a counselor in myself, who will not fight, and one Akshohini of troops, which of these shall I give to which of you?" Blind to his own interests, the foolish Duryodhana asked for the troops, while Arjuna solicited Krishna as an unfighting counselor. Then is described how, when the king of Madra was coming for the assistance of Pandavas, Duryodhana, having deceived him on the way by presents and hospitality, induced him to grant a boon, and then solicited his assistance in battle. How Shalya, having passed his word to Duryodhana, went to the Pandavas and consoled them by reciting the history of Indra's victory over Vritrasura. Then comes the dispatch by the Pandavas of their Purohita to the Kauravas. Then is described how King Dhritarashtra of great prowess, having heard the word of Purohita of the Pandavas and the story of Indra's victory, decided upon sending his Purohita and ultimately dispatches Sanjaya as envoy to the Pandavas from desire for peace. Here has been described the sleeplessness of Dhritarashtra from anxiety upon hearing all about the Pandavas and their friends, Vasudeva and others. It was on this occasion that Vidura addressed to the wise king Dhritarashtra various counsels that were full of wisdom. It was here also that Sanat Sujata recited to the anxious and sorrowing monarch the excellent truth of spiritual philosophy. On the next morning, Sanjaya spoke in the court of the king of the identity of Vasudeva and Arjuna. It was then that the illustrious Krishna, moved by kindness and a desire for peace, went himself to the Kaurava capital Hastinapura for bringing about peace. Then comes the rejection by Prince Duryodhana of the embassy of Krishna, who had come to solicit peace for the benefit of both parties. Here has been recited the story of Dambhodbhava, then the story of high-souled Matali's search for a husband for his daughter, then the history of the great sage Galava, then the story of the training and discipline of the son of Vidula, then the exhibition by Krishna before the assembled Rajas of his yoga powers upon learning the evil counsels of Duryodhana and Karna. Then Krishna's taking Karna in his chariot and his tendering to him of advice, and Karna's rejection of the same from pride. Then the return of Krishna, the chastiser of enemies, from Hastinapura to Upariꞇara, and his narration to the Pandavas of all that had happened. It was then that those oppressors of foes, the Pandavas, having heard all and consulted properly with each other, made every preparation for war. Then comes the march from Hastinapura for battle of foot soldiers, horses, charioteers, and elephants. Then the tale of troops by both parties. Then the dispatch by Prince Duryodhana of Uluka as envoy to Pandavas on the day previous to the battle. Then the tale of charioteers of different classes. Then the story of Amba These all have been described in the fifth Parva called Udyoga Parva of the Bharata. Incidents abounding with incidents appertaining to war and peace. O ye ascetics, the great Vyasa has composed 186 sections in this Parva. The number of shlokas also composed in this by the great Rishi is 6,698.